Hello, this is Josh from Advanced Camping, bringing you another video tour. This one of the all-new 2023 Winnebago Revel. So this has got the new upgraded battery pack, so you're going to have a considerably longer air conditioner run times. Hard to say exactly, as it depends on the temperature outside and things like that, but considerably better than last year's model for sure. So that's going to be your big upgrade for 2023, and most of the other things will be pretty much what you've seen. But yeah, we have this one in the blue gray. This is actually an in-stock Revel. We hardly ever, if ever, really have a Revel in stock, a brand new one. So this is definitely something to jump on, as it won't last long, that's for sure. So yeah, let's take a look at our 2023 Winnebago Revel. We're going to have that nice sort of cover up on the top there, sort of a wind guard, which also has lighting on it. You're really going to have a lot of visibility with the running lights, or running boards, I'm sorry, also have running lights on them, and even have turn signals and things like that right on the running boards. So you stay very, very visible. I mean, you know, you're gonna have fog lamps, you know, regular LED headlamps, brights, then you have, you know, lighting up on top, lighting on both sides. So you're very, very visible in your Revel, which is a good thing for sure. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna have the power lighted awning up there. It does have a wind sensor on board as well. So if it gets too windy, it'll retract itself automatically. Always a nice touch. Of course, we have the upgraded tire and wheel package. This is pretty much mandatory on a Revel, though it still is an option. Same with the air conditioner. You could technically order it without, but it looks kind of weird. So yeah, we have the nice BF Goodrich tires, nice blacked out rims there. So very, very cool looking, as well as very functional as well. Okay, so we have yeah, a little picnic table out here, similar to our other Revels. This will kind of fold down underneath the awning, so you can kind of eat underneath the awning there. We have the roll down screen here as well. It's going to have a magnet that you can kind of enter and exit. There's also a nice big grab handle here, so that's going to be a nice touch as well to get in and out with much more ease. Take a look around our Revel here. We're gonna have these fiberglass out flares that's gonna allow our bed to be nice and long. I'm 6'1". I can very easily fit on the bed, no problem. So we have our ladder here, which can be attached anywhere along this side of our Revel. So you can kind of attach that anywhere you need to maybe service the roof. You can put different racks and things on that roof rack that they have up there. Maybe even just to wipe off the solar panels or wash the solar panels when you're cleaning or washing your RV. So pretty straightforward. And we still are going to be able to tow 5,000 pounds, as you know, we're hearing all the stories. The new Sprinter chassis, it's going to be a 4-cylinder, where this is still the 3-liter V6 turbo diesel. The new one's going to be a 4-cylinder, and it's going to be all-wheel drive versus 4x4. So it's going to be interesting to see what Winnebago does with that. But, you know, still here you're going to have the 5,000 pound tow capacity. You're going to have the true 4x4, smart 4x4 Mercedes system. So, you know, you're going to have all the bigger features, the bigger engine with the in-engine generator. I'm curious to see what they do with that in-engine generator with a 4-cylinder, as in the past they weren't able to generate enough power with the 4-cylinder to have that in-engine generator going. But you know, if anybody can do it, Winnebago can. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, and then we do have, of course, the roll-down screen here as well. So that's a nice touch. And yeah, they do actually have the magnet strip back here in case you're coming and going from the rear here. So definitely a nice touch. We're going to have a completely 4-season unit here from the ground up. So what happens is it has no propane on board, and you have a diesel hydronic heating system here. So you're not going to have real dry forced air You're going to have sort of, you know, antifreeze pipes that run through everything, and then you can see one of the heat pipes there, or one of the radiators, I should say, and that's what's going to radiate heat. But those heated antifreeze pipes that run throughout the unit will actually wrap around the holding tanks, thus keeping it warm whenever you have the heat on, which is really a nice touch. You can heat this off of 110 electricity if you're plugged in, or on the diesel fuel. Will work a little bit more efficiently off the diesel, but you know, you still can run it as more of like a space heater, or you know, a quick way to heat the water, so you have, you know, some hand washing solution, something like that. So that's cool. Anyway, what I was trying to get at was this is going to be your hookup for your water system here. There's going to be an outside shower hookup right there. Actually, one of the ways we turn on the opposite end porch light is that switch there that looks like it would be the water heater, but as you have a more sort of high-tech advanced water heater, that's got its own digital display up front, so that just turns on the porch light, which is interesting. Yeah, you'll have very easy use for winterizing, sanitizing. As you can see, they have everything laid out very easily with multi-color little flip panels there. So it makes everything, whether it's filling your tank, using city water, whatever, very easy, and you know, easy to switch those valves where, you know, normally on one of these Class Bs or travel trailers, you have to really kind of dig around for certain valves, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it's nice that it's all right there for sure. Okay, we'll have some disconnects here. Some lighting, some access to extra solar. You can put an extra 200 watts of solar panels on there if you so desired. Actually, you could really get 300. The charger will take 500. You have 200 stock, 200 watts of solar panels up there already. You could add an extra 300, but I don't think they really make portable panels that big. Could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong on that. Okay. Take a look around. This is going to be our shore power hookup right there. Comes with a nice big 30 amp cord. We're going to have, of course, a cassette toilet here for ease of dumping. You can really drain that, dump that anywhere where they're going to have a toilet, so it's going to be much more portable. And you don't need a specific dump station at a campground or something to empty your waste, which is a nice touch. For the gray water, you have a more traditional 3-inch valve here. It's just going to be pretty easy to use. You kind of pull the valve. Certainly there's plenty of people that use this out in the middle of nowhere. If you are out in the middle of nowhere, you would not be the first to kind of drain that gray water, as it's usually soapy clean water. So let's take a look around here at our Mercedes. Really nice front end here. It's really, I think, one of the nicest looking vans, in my opinion, in both the cockpit area and just in general looks. Certainly you get what you pay for there, I think. And yeah, one of the nicer touches I hear a lot is the fridge being right here. It's very easy to access from the outside. A lot of people are going to be spending a lot of time outside, especially with a machine like this, so it's nice to have that fridge very easily accessible there. Let's take a step in our 2023 Winnebago Revel, and we're gonna have a little booth here, the little dinette, and you can swivel both these seats around and be able to eat off this table, maybe play a game, anything you wanted to do there. You're gonna have some nice overhead storage here as well. It's being kind of, you can't really see too much, as these are the covers for the front 3 windows. But you know, you could really move those anywhere you wanted, in the back storage perhaps, and utilize that for a little bit more storage. So nice touch there. Anywhere they can get storage, they do. And you're going to have dual pane acrylic windows all around. The advantage of that, you have 2.5 R factor insulation, where normal glass is 0.5, so you know, you're going to have considerably better insulation with that, and you're going to have both, you know, screens and shades that pull up. The other nice thing about these acrylic windows is that they kind of awning out, So you can have them open in the rain too, you know, versus the sliding windows and such. You really couldn't have open in the rain. So there's, you know, definitely ancillary benefits to that as well. So here's kind of our control panel here. Kind of looks like mission control, but I'll try and make it a little easy for you. Certainly this is for the power bed in the back here. You can see it's all the way up right now. That's to lower it, and you can actually have it in any position you want. So it doesn't have to be all the way down. You get the most length all the way down, but maybe you have some, you know, stuff underneath. Maybe you have people sleeping underneath. There's a million add-ons for these now too. They've kind of like the new Jeeps, if you will. So I'm seeing all kinds of inserts that go in the back there, like you know, little dinettes that turn into beds, you know, that type of a thing. So you can still utilize the bed while having that utilized as well, which is a nice touch, I think. This is going to be for your heating and hot water system. I briefly described that before, being all diesel or 110 electric powered. Pretty simple system. Just adjust it, and you know, the diesel's going to heat your hot water and heat the coach if you so want it to, or you can do one or the other, certainly. You can check all your tank levels, turn your water pump on. This is one of the places you can turn the water pump on. There's another spot in the back where the outside shower was that we looked at. There's your inverter. That's where you're going to turn that on if you want to run the air conditioner off the batteries, or, you know, you could actually run, you know, any outlets, your induction stove perhaps. That's what you'd turn on to get household current. And yeah, the other nice thing is it's actually, I shouldn't say batteries, it's one single upgraded battery. So it's about 310 amp hours. Take that with a bit of a grain of salt. I'm gonna have to double check that, but it's in that ballpark. So you're gonna have considerably more than last year, and it's one battery versus two, as we did hear, you know, some complaints of maybe you know, one battery charging more than the other, and you know, that would have to be fixed. Or, you know, basically it simplifies the whole charging system, so there's one singular battery versus two. So makes the battery management easier. You also have battery management software for your smartphone that you can download, and there's all kinds of apps in here that you can use. You know, one's for the air conditioner. You can download an air conditioner app to change the settings there, and it's the new Coleman Mach air conditioner as well. So it's very, very, very quiet, which is a nice touch. There's one for the awning. There's an app for the awning. You can, you know, bring that in or out if you're sleeping and there's a storm coming. You can dim the lights through, there's 3 separate dimming zones, if you will, for the awning lights, if the bugs are attacking you too much or something like that. So all kinds of apps here. And then this is going to be your solar panel charger, which you basically just leave alone. Just leave that alone. Kind of does its job on its own there. Kind of let it do its thing. Plenty of cabinetry here, so it is well furnished. It's one of the nicest things I like about the Revel. Still being a very sporty, you know, all-wheel drive, all-terrain type vehicle, but still plenty of cabinetry and storage where they can. Some decent counter space as well, as you know, this is where that induction stove could potentially be set. You can see they store it right here. Could just set it right here, or on your table outside, doesn't really matter. And then you can kind of cook wherever you want to cook. Let's take a look at our bathroom here. So right now, it's got the 2 bamboo treated wood shelves in it. You could maybe store those somewhere, not take them with you if you're going to be using that shower and toilet. Some people may not for certain trips. So then you have the shelving, which is also very useful for wet clothes. So like if you're going on a ski trip, maybe you have wet boots, you know, wet pants, stuff like that. This is treated such that it can be wet, which is a nice touch. There's several different vent fans for getting moisture out of there as well. One's right there, and then the big one, the Macerator vent, is up here. That's going to move a ton of air. Most people don't even need air conditioning with that going. It may look modest in its size, but it does move a ton of air through here. It's also on a bit of a louver system, the way Winnebago has it. So there is sort of like a little cap that sits over it when it's open and running. So what that allows you to do is, in a steady, slow kind of rain, you can still have that working, which is definitely a cool plus. If you get real crazy driving rain, there's a rain sensor in there, and that'll close it up automatically. As it's not perfect, it's not going to get everything if it's really kind of crazy outside. But it's definitely nice on a slow, rainy day to still have some air movement in here without needing to use the air conditioner. So, of course, having the option to do so is quite nice. Okay, we got a little sink here. It's got a macerator pump built right onto it. So basically, you know, gravity won't naturally drain it to the gray water, which is on the other side here. So you just push and hold a button right down here, and that drains out the contents of that sink. And there are going to be these ram tracks all throughout here. They are literally scattered everywhere in this unit once you start looking around. And those are for accessories like, you know, you can mount your phone, or you can mount a tablet, you can mount a TV, whatever you want on any of these ram tracks, you know, so you can have a better view of your tech, basically. You can use them, you can not use them, but it is nice to have them there, just in case you do. You never know. They added this little bit of extra storage kind of here in 2022, I believe, but it's still a nice touch for sure. Let's go under here, take a quick look. It's going to be outlets, light switches, and in here, I'm not going to try to do this one-handed, but that's where your large battery resides. It has its own battery management system, of course, so, you know, it will actually have a little heating pad on it, so if it gets too cold for the lithium battery, it'll heat itself up automatically, so you don't need to wait for the furnace to heat the lithium batteries. It's got its own battery management system with a heater built right on board. So definitely a cool touch there. Your inverter lives in there too, but you're going to access that on that control panel we just looked at. But otherwise, there's tie downs back here. It's a nice little space for sure. And then, as I mentioned, certainly people are putting a lot of you know, inserts and extras and stuff in this rear storage compartment, or it can be used certainly for bikes, kayaks, anything you might want. And then certainly there are a lot of upgrades out there too. So pretty cool setup all in all. You know, we have a nice 2022 Mercedes chassis up here. Of course, all-wheel drive naturally, or four-wheel drive, I should say. And, you know, it's gonna have all the great stuff. You're gonna have you know, active lane keeping assist, where it physically keeps you in the lane and moves the wheels slightly. You're going to have adaptive cruise control, blind spot assist. It's got the whole radar system. It's got front parking camera as well, so you can actually see in front of the vehicle as well as behind it when you're parking. And then there's a 360-degree parking radar that comes on as well, so you're going to have multiple cameras when you're kind of backing up or maneuvering. And one of those is going to be a front camera now that they've added. So very cool touch there. And yeah, all in all, the Mercedes chassis, you're going to have plenty of leg room. The steering wheel does tilt as well as telescope. So, you know, sometimes we have people that are a little too tall for some of the Rams, for instance. And the Mercedes is going to give you definitely one of the most leg room out of any of them, for sure. And you're going to have Apple and Android CarPlay on your center display there, absolutely. There's a wireless charging port there as well. And it's got a great satellite navigation system. You don't have to pay any extra for that. But it's one of the best. It'll work even if you don't have cell phone reception, for instance. So it'll work anywhere in the world via the satellites. And it updates itself. It tells you automatically defaulted, you know, where you can get diesel, what the prices are all around you. So it's very very cool you know, GPS system. And you can also control the, you know, power locks when you want them to lock. You can control the lighting on there, and it's got a smart AI system that can be smart on certain days, let's just put it that way. Otherwise you can do it manually. She has, you know, the little Mercedes app in there. AI in there. Has our good days and bad days, let's just put it that way. So but this is Josh again, and I would be absolutely happy to help you with this in stock 2023 Winnebago Revel with a new upgraded battery system. And you can reach us here at 414-281-6330. And if you are interested, please do ask for me. I do much appreciate that. And do check out our website at advancedcamping.com. And please do feel free to subscribe to this video. Thank you, and have a great day.